Surprise, surprise! Guess who's back? I think it's been a month since I have gone live on YouTube. I think it's been a whole month. So I'm kind of rusty, but I just felt really inspired to get on here and talk to you guys again today. I know it's been a while, and I hope that you guys haven't felt abandoned by me, but I have had a crazy month. April was insane. Starting out with Easter and the big conference that our church had, and a lot of emotions involving that, and fasting for the world, and then my kid announcing that he was going to get married, and then him getting married. I was emotionally spent last month. It was a lot, a lot. And I didn't really want to talk about weight loss. I think that was part of the problem. I just really didn't want to talk to anyone. And maybe that was a kind of a defense mechanism for me. I don't know. Well, I see a few people coming on in, so don't forget to say hello if you're new here, especially so that I can give you a little shout out. I know it's probably weird, and I probably won't get as many people because I have had so many weeks that I haven't been talking, but I just felt like it was time to get back on the saddle, so to speak, with live chats, and I'll go as long as there's people here to keep me talking. So yeah, as you come in, don't forget to say hello. And oh, I see Rosie Osales is here. She is one of my longtime supporters. It's good to see you. Good morning. Is it still morning? I guess it kind of is still morning. It's 11 here. That's sort of morning. I've been up for a really long time. I put up my kids' wedding vlog this morning over on my other channel, Hide and Seek, HYDE. And I feel like kind of another emotional moment, like watching them, feeling so happy for them and yet sad because her mom and dad were trapped in Canada and couldn't come down, and the only family she had was her one sister, one out of 12 siblings that she has. She only had one that was there, the bride. And Sullivan was lucky he got to have his whole family because he's, one of the older ones, and none of the others have moved on, and we're all here living in the same house, quarantining together. So he got to have his whole family there, and she had to be just alone with only her sister, and everybody else was on Zoom. And I mean, the whole wedding was weird, and watching it all over again, it just brings back a lot of that heartbreak and also happiness and joy for them. They're doing great, by the way. They are happy as clams. They come over every Sunday for church and seem pretty happy with their little house. They're, putting in furniture and decorating their little apartment. They're staying in my mother-in-law's basement, and I think they're doing really well. Anyway, I'm going to say hi to everybody since I see a few of you are here. Hey, Keto Cricket is here. I miss you too. It's good to see you. Tammi Posey Level, another one of my longtime viewers. Sunshine Cleveland, same for you. I got my good girls here today. Healthy and Keto from Arizona, welcome. All right, it's 10 a.m. in Oregon with Keto Cricket, apparently, which is nice. And she gets up at 5:45, so she doesn't even feel like it's morning anymore. But First Coffee is here. Welcome. Lisa Sums. Yeah, definitely after we're done here, go check out the wedding video. I have to say, it's not my best work. I'm kind of bummed out about the color on it. I don't know why it went so purple on my computer. It looked so good, and I just can't change it at this point. And I'm annoyed by a lot of things. The fact that I couldn't hire somebody, and I had to do everything myself. I had to photograph it. I had to live stream it on 2 platforms, and I had to videotape it all at the same time. That was crazy sauce right there. I didn't even get to enjoy the wedding because I was so yeah. Hey, Christine Keto one of my awesome coaching clients is here. Que sera, Sarah. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad your kids like to nap at this time, Sarah. That's great to have you. Gina, hey, welcome. It's good to have you. Patricia Diaz, welcome. She says in California she's just making breakfast. I like that. That sounds great. Well, I haven't eaten yet today. I don't usually make breakfast till, well, you guys know, 1 or 2 p.m. And I am kind of hungry today, and I was tempted to eat this morning, and then I thought, no, you know what? My live chat will distract me. I don't know what the deal is. This corona thing is really playing with my head. I'm sure all of you are going through similar situations, and it's really hard for me to lose weight. And I keep looking in the mirror going, girl, we're not going to go into that. That is not the subject of this discussion. Okay, so now that we've gotten the hellos out of the way, there are a few of you here, and I'm glad. you stalwarts that support me. I appreciate it so much. Anyway, I wanted to talk about weight loss in general because I had a comment on one of my videos, I think it was last week, by someone who is a longtime viewer of my channel. I don't want to call her out her name or anything because she doesn't have a channel and I don't know if she'd feel comfortable with that. But she kind of called me on the carpet a little bit about my intro. So I don't know if you guys have noticed my new intro. I did an intro that sounds like it's rehearsed on purpose because it gives you the lowdown of my channel right in the first few seconds and encourages people to subscribe. That's a YouTube suggestion on getting more subscribers and letting people know what they're gonna get from your videos right in the get-go. But one thing about my intro has been bothering some of my viewers, and they wanted to kind of, well, she wanted to kind of like ask me about it, like, why am I saying that? So in my intro, I basically say, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to do it. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel, I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 200 pounds without surgery. And that's the part that she had a problem with. So I think maybe some of the people who have had gastric bypass or any kind of other stomach surgery feel like when I say that, I'm discounting surgery as a weight loss option. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The only reason I say that, well, there's two reasons that I say that in my intro. The number one is because the YouTube algorithm is going to pick up what I'm saying and they are going to blast that out as, ooh, a really great way to lose weight without having to go to any extreme, okay? So there's a reason there. The second reason is because a lot of people don't believe that I did it without surgery. I've had a lot of comments over the years that they didn't buy it, that keto's not that good, that there's no way I did it without surgery. And since I did do it without surgery, it is a valid comment about how I lost weight. But does that discount surgery as a weight loss option? No, definitely not. My own mother had gastric bypass a few years ago and is doing really great. It was what she needed. We had a lot of discussions about it. I was worried for her health. I tried to talk her out of it, but I was well over 300 pounds. And what did I have to say? My mom, she did a lot of soul searching and she did a lot of work to get to the point where she was able to have surgery. And I applaud her for her work and for what she went through. Emotionally and physically, surgery is a harder way to do it. It's not the easy way out. I think it gets the rap as the easy way out, but it isn't. It really isn't. It is much more complicated than you might think. Just getting surgery doesn't fix your problem. You still have to fix all of the problems that you have, your emotional eating and your stress and your whatever is causing you to gain the weight. You still have to face all of those demons as well as face the physical issues of not being able to eat what you want to eat, not being able to eat how much you want to eat, being sick, having to take vitamins so that you can actually cope with the lack of calories. There's a lot that goes into it. No more soda. My mom had to give up soda entirely. And the drink that she turned to, our church came out recently and said, you can't drink that. And so my mom's had a lot to face when it comes to a new normal, right? When it comes to weight loss. Did it work though? Absolutely. And why? Why do diets work? What is the point? Obviously, people lose weight other ways than keto. What makes keto the end-all be-all diet that makes it the best out of all the diets? It isn't the best out of all the diets. I'll tell you, the best diet is the one that works. And the reason keto works, here's something that people are going to probably get mad about, but the reason that keto works is not ketosis. Hate to break it to you. Ketosis has a lot of benefits, but weight loss isn't one of them. Yeah. Okay, now that all of you guys are leaving and running away mad or yelling at me in the comments, I'm gonna preface that. I'm gonna explain a little bit more about that later. Things that I like about keto and things I really don't like about keto. And there are some things I really don't like. So I'm gonna go into that next. But what I wanted to let you guys know is that the only diet that works for you is the one that's going to be the best for you. And if that means just eating a standard American diet with a lower calorie, or if that means vegan, or if that, whatever it means, you could be protein sparing modified fast. That's really extreme. It could be fat fasting. It could be all the keto rage things. It literally could be anything. But the only way a diet works is by helping you to consume less than you expend. Now, I don't like to say just calorie deficit, but that's the honest truth. If you are eating the same amount of calories or energy that you are expending, you will not lose weight. Even if you're in ketosis, doesn't matter. So a lot of people try to come on here on my channel and tell me, oh, you're not losing weight because you're eating such and such and such, and that's probably throwing you out of ketosis and blah, 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 or your protein's too high and you're not in ketosis. Well, if that's true, I was never in ketosis, because according to the ketone levels and whatever, when you're on a higher protein diet, keto diet, you're not in ketosis according to the charts. So that means I didn't lose 200 pounds in ketosis. So then, does ketosis actually drive fat loss? There you go. Also, I'm proof of that again because I have not lost any weight. So it has been a while since I've lost any weight. In fact, since September of last year, I haven't lost any weight. In fact, I have gained weight this entire time from September to May. Now, that totally sucks. Am I thrilled about that? No. Am I surprised? No, because I know that when I consume more food, I'm going to gain weight. It doesn't matter if it's keto or not. And that's a hard pill to swallow. And there's a lot of people out there that say that you can eat 4,000 calories and not gain any weight on keto. Well, those guys are lifting major weight and like exercising in the gym all day, every day. That's not realistic for us, most people, right? That's not realistic for me. For sure. I got so much crap going on. I can hardly think of myself, let alone spend, 8 hours in a gym. And that's the only way that you can be in ketosis and still eat 4,000 calories and not gain weight, is if you are expending 4,000 calories. Otherwise, you are going to gain weight. Unless, of course, you have some crazy weird metabolism, which if you have been obese, you probably do not have. Also, there are a lot of people that lose weight on many diets and always have. And the only reason that they gain the weight back is because they went off the diet. So keto is no different. Once you decide you're going to stop eating at a calorie deficit, you're going to either maintain, which is the goal, or gain. Now, I haven't regained like I would if I had gone back on carbs, and there's a reason for that. But I have regained quite a bit of weight. Now, am I starting to feel the effects of that and starting to think maybe I need to do another cut? Maybe. I think maybe in June I might go that direction. It just depends on what happens with the coronavirus and my brain and my soul and what I can handle. Right now I feel like all we're doing is holding on. We're doing the best that we can with what we have. We're trying to get things done. I mean, a lot of people aren't able to find their keto staples. And now, thanks to the stupid meat packing plants shutting down, it makes it even more complicated, especially for people like me who have, 8 kids living at home. Used to be 9. Oh, that's crazy. I have a kid who moved out. It's so weird. I have a 24-year-old who still lives in my basement, so it's really weird. It's really weird to have a kid that moved out. But yeah, anyway, so the whole point is, it's calorie deficit that drives fat loss, not ketosis. Now, I will tell you why I think keto makes it easier. And that is the reason keto has worked for a lot more people than all these other diets that have been out there touting, all this success. Yes, is there success on Weight Watchers? You betcha. Is there success on the grapefruit diet? Yes. But the problem is that it's just not sustainable for the long term for most people. And the thing that makes keto the nicest way to lose weight is its appetite suppressant capabilities. The minute you get into ketosis, your appetite goes so far through the basement that it's difficult to eat enough food in order to meet your protein goals on my program, which is like a higher protein program. But on anything, to eat at all, it takes effort at the beginning of this journey. I couldn't believe that. It was like I could just not ever eat again. And I could lose all the weight. And it was no big deal because I was never hungry. Now, is that still the case? No, to a degree, but not obviously. Since I'm hungry this morning, I woke up hungry. Obviously, sometimes still I get hungry. But is it the hunger the same as it was when I was on carbs? No. I haven't felt that brain burning, stomach eating, sick feeling hunger since I started this keto way of eating over 3 years ago. And that to me is the hugest thing on keto, which makes it sustainable. The hunger that you feel is so much lower and just more calm than when you're eating carbs and your body starts begging you every hour and a half for carbs, because that's what it does. It burns through it and then it goes, more please. And it makes it really, really difficult to not eat because your stomach hurts and your head hurts and you feel like you're going to throw up and you're going to hurt somebody and you want to throw things, and it's just hard. Is it doable? Yes. And some people find it easy to do. But for me, it didn't work because I just got too hangry and I couldn't cope with the 1,200 calories. I could do 1,200 calories on keto, no problem, without even thinking about it, without even batting an eye. Was it easier at the beginning when I had huge fat stores on my body that my body could tap into? Yeah. And that's the hardest part about it for me now, is that it seems whenever I go on a deficit that I feel really anxious and really not like happy. And I want to be happy. And to me, I sometimes have to choose my happiness versus, losing that last 10 pounds or that last 20 pounds. I don't know if I'll ever lose that last 20 pounds. I mean, my original goal was 150. I don't think I'm ever going to make it to 150. My body seems real happy in the 180s. I don't want to be in the 190s. I definitely never want to see the 200s again. So I have my limits of what I will allow that in my dieting world now, in my new life, my new normal, which with COVID-19, we are all having to figure out a new normal, and we are all having to figure out how to cope with these weird situations that we are in, with our feelings of, I want to get out of the house, or I want to stay home because of blah, 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 because I'm scared, or because the virus is going to get me. I mean, I am definitely scared, and I will be the first to admit that I don't want to go back out into normal. And, eating hasn't really become a super big issue, but I can see how it would if I went and ate a carb. So let's get to the things I hate about keto. That's what I love about keto, the appetite suppressant. Oh, one other one is that it really calms down my depression and anxiety, and it helps me really feel even keel, like I'm on Prozac. It really helps me handle things a little less crazily. I used to be a very up and down emotional person, and now I'm really even. Now, that has caused problems because I used to be really super fun, and now I'm not so fun. I'm much more even. I don't get real super excited about things like I used to, and I'm not the bubbly personality as much as I used to be. And I miss that part about me, but I can't seem to have that bubbly part with also not having the horrible, devastated, suicidal, want to run away part. And I don't ever want that again. So keto's help with that. So what do I hate about keto? You ready? The number one thing that I hate about keto is electrolytes. And you guys are laughing right now because that's my soapbox issue, right? That's the thing I talk about the most on my channel. It's the thing I tell every single person that I'm coaching. It's the very first thing on my list aside from carb cut. Why do I hate it? Because it's hard. Number one, nobody wants to believe it. Number two, it's hard to maintain it, even when you're super careful. Number three, randomly you'll drop electrolytes anyway. Number four, randomly you'll be too high on electrolytes and you'll feel like crap or you'll have diarrhea. Electrolytes are the most annoying thing on keto, and they never, ever, ever go away. That is something that you have to be willing to keep monitoring and keep doing all through your ketogenic journey. Have I been that awesome with it? No. And I think part of the reason that I have had a higher amount of weight gain, water weight gain this last month is because that electrolyte thing has been a huge problem. And I mean, huge. Sorry about my camera wiggling everywhere. My leg is asleep. Gotta move. Okay. Anyway, it's a huge problem because I am busy and I don't always think about it. And now that my life is different and I'm home all the time and I'm just dealing with different schedule, I don't remember to do it as well. because I used to do it at certain times and he used to have it with me and I used to always have it in my bag and my bag was always with me. Well, now I keep my electrolytes downstairs in the kitchen, but I'm not always in the kitchen. And whenever I think about it, I go downstairs to the kitchen to get it and then get distracted by 60 other things and never actually take it. And then I end up back upstairs going, oh my gosh, forget it. I'm just going to have only 2 doses today. Which means I'm more tired, I'm less mental clear, my chest hurts more, which makes me scared that I have COVID-19. And it's just this weird, like, crazy thing. So electrolytes are the things I hate the most about keto because it has to be monitored and it's a pain in the butt. The second thing I really don't like about keto would probably apply to any caloric deficit diet that you're doing, that you can't ever really have a treat day. Now, I know people have treat days. They do it all the time. I know a lot of people that have like one meal, they go out, they have some cheesecake or they have something yummy, and then they come back and they're right back on keto and no problem. I am not one of those people. I know it for a fact. To the innermost of my core, I know that there's no way I'm ever doing that. And that sucks because sometimes I really like to have a pack of gummy bears more than anything, which is why I'm willing to have occasionally Smart Sweets, even though I know it will probably raise my insulin and it will probably cause me water weight gain and it might even cause me a little fat gain. It's not going to cause me the same kind of problems that eating a giant bag of real gummy bears would do, which is what I would do because I would just eat them. I would never stop. Okay, I know that about myself. Now, if you are not a binge eater and you don't have a problem with carbohydrates and you can have an occasional treat, that is so awesome and you are lucky. And honestly, if that's the case, probably any calorie deficit diet would work for you if you could have an occasional treat day and you can just keep going on your calorie deficit, right? So for me, those are the 2 things that are really hard. But like I said, I think the second one applies to all diets. Once I go off the wagon, I'm off the wagon. And last time I went off the wagon, I regained the 110 pounds that I lost doing keto, not knowing I was doing keto because I had a coach and they didn't tell me, which is another reason I tell you guys every pickety thing because I hate that. And I regained the 110 plus 40 more. And I've already been there and done it. And I know that. And it was a fruit snack that started that whole ridiculousness. Well, it was green smoothies, actually. Started green smoothies first because someone convinced me they were the wave of the future for weight loss. No. Don't anyone fool you. Don't let anyone fool you. Take a multivitamin. No. That was the beginning and the end, and then fruit snacks was the next step, and big bowls of popcorn, of course, and it just kind of went from there to the point where I was just like sending Dave to the store for a giant Coke, and what else? What did I eat? I can't remember now. Usually like Doritos Dynamitas, dipped in cream cheese, and some kind of chocolate something or other, or some kind of gummy bears or something every day. I wish that I could say it wasn't every day, but it was. A lot of times it was like a whole package of those Franz donuts, and I would eat half that night and half in the morning. So basically a whole dozen donuts in a day. I have no control. And when I'm on carbs, I have no mental clarity and I have depression and I just cannot do it. So I guess the whole point of this is when I say that I did this without surgery, that's just stating a fact. It isn't anything knocking any other way of losing weight, and it's not saying that there aren't other ways to lose weight, because there absolutely are. Ketosis is a great tool. Ketosis really makes it easier, but it isn't the end-all be-all and the only way to lose weight. There's plenty of ways to lose weight. As long as you expend more energy than you're taking in, you should lose weight. That is just true. And so I just wanted to apologize if I hurt anybody's feelings with that statement, but I'm going to stick by it because it's the honest truth. And I want people to know that it is possible to lose massive amounts of weight without surgery. And I was ready to do surgery, literally. This was my last hurrah, my, what do you call it? The very last resort before surgery for me. And it worked. And I just want to let people know that there's one more thing you can try if you haven't tried this yet before you decide to go the permanent route, because once you go surgery route, there's no going back, and it's hard. All right. So the time is now yours. Those of you who are still here, 41 of you. Wow, nice. And you feel free to ask me anything. I'm going to run back up to the top of the chat and just run on down. If you feel like you want to be seen and you don't think I'm going to get to you, there's always the super chat option. It will alert me that we have a super chat if you would like to donate to the channel. Don't feel any pressure to do that. It's available if you want to. And of course, please don't forget to go over to Hide and Seek and watch Sully's wedding. I don't think you can comment over there because YouTube sucks, but just, it'll make you cry. If it doesn't make you cry, you're not a human. It'll make you cry, especially when you think about how our family wasn't there and they didn't get a lot of the things they wanted, and it was just us and no friends and family. You see a few drive-bys, but nothing like it would have been. All right, so comments and questions. Let's go back up to the top. All right, let's see. Lisa Sum says, you look gorgeous. You are too hard on yourself. Your vids always look so professional. Yes, but I wanted to hire a wedding vlogger. You know, I was actually going to hire Cody from Moffat's in the Making. If you guys haven't seen their family vlog, oh, he is just amazing when it comes to videography. And me, I was good at documenting it, but not making it pretty. I don't know. I love it, but I mean, it's just another sign of the times. I had to do all the jobs, all of them. I can't even describe what it was because I don't even know. It was one of those experiences that I never in a million years believed would ever happen to me. If you would have told me that I was going to be the videographer, live streamer, what else? Photographer. I live streamed on 2 channels and videotaped it and photographed it and was the mother of the groom. I was hardly in it, just like I didn't want, because I was the one doing all of the photographs and filming. And so any of the pictures that I was in, I either had to ask someone to take or do the 10-second timer, which in the video you'll see us doing the 10-second timer for our family shots. Now, did the photography turn out amazing? Yes. I didn't put a lot of it in the video. I probably should have. The photography was stellar. I'm proud of myself on that. And it was not easy. All right. Okay. Lisa Sun says it's hard not to gain weight, let alone lose weight. Yeah. Well, and Dave's a good example of that. A lot of people ask me about Dave. You know, Dave lost 100 pounds the same time I did. And then when I started YouTube, he stopped losing. I don't mess around with what Dave eats. I see what he eats when he's home. I don't know what he eats when he's out. I don't think he's eating carbs, but I don't know. He lost the 100 pounds. I think he gained back maybe 10. And, you know, I can't say anything to him, but I think he's the prime example of if you eat too many calories, you won't lose weight even if you're in ketosis. And it's just, you know, it's just proof. It's hard to see sometimes. I wish that he would go back, but he's tried a couple of times and he just is not interested in doing a deficit. His life is stressful. He works for the water company, and the COVID thing has made it even more, oh my gosh. You know, he was an essential worker. He never really got a chance to like take a break. And he wasn't happy about that, let's just say. But we kind of knew when he went into this job that if there was ever any kind of emergency that he would have to be available. We always thought it would be an earthquake, and we did have earthquakes. A lot of them. A lot of them. There was, I think, 1,200 earthquakes in... that sounds so ridiculous, but I really think it was. Like, the first an initial earthquake and then, like, 1,200 aftershocks. We're to the point now that, like, we don't even notice anymore. There's just so many. Now, in May, that hasn't been as bad, but April was a wild ride, literally. And so he had to be available for that as well. And so I don't give him a hard time. He's my husband. I'm not his mother. But he's proof that you can be in ketosis and not lose. And even gain. All right. Thank you for reminding people to give me a thumbs up on the video. You can just minimize the chat and give a thumbs up and then open it back up and it works. Hey, Christina Salmon. It's good to see you. Thank you, Rosio. She said there's nothing wrong with the intro. Thank you. Lisa Sum says I think it's important to say your truth, not anyone else's business. It's your story, not theirs. Can't offend people with the truth. Yeah, I don't think, I don't think she was really offended. I think she just wanted to point it out to me because she's a really good friend of mine. We've, chatted a lot. She's talked to me. She's very frank. And some of the things she has said to me, I'm like, I don't want to believe that, but it's probably true. So when she said it to me, I'm listening because I have a good rapport with her. And I felt like, her feelings were valid and I wanted to explain it. I felt like it was a good thing to explain because there are a lot of people who follow me who've had surgery. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that. There's definitely not anything wrong with that. All right, let's see. Christina Salmon says, surgery is a tool. Keto is a tool. The scale is a tool. It's all mental, no matter how you do it. And that is the truth. And nobody really wants to know that. And I think that's why there's so many diets out there, because everybody thinks if they pay the right amount of money or if they join the right program or whatever, that the program itself or the money paying itself will do the work. And that is not true. We all know, if any of us have actually made it far in weight loss journey, we all know that there's giant monsters we face, and those monsters are all in here. And it's not easy, and we can't just keep pushing them down because we don't have food to push them down with. And so we're left having to find another way to handle those emotions and handle those feelings and handle those thoughts and change the way we talk to ourselves. And I'm so thrilled because this whole pandemic thing, if it has taught me anything at all, it has taught me that I finally got there, that I no longer am eating to push down emotion. Now, sometimes I eat for stress, and I think stress is a little different than emotion. So like depression and that kind of thing, to ignore it, to not face it. I think that is the main thing that I used to do. Sometimes I do want to eat more food when I'm stressed out, just because my anxiety, because my teeth just want to chew. And I haven't had a dental adjustment in 2 months, and my teeth are all kinds of whack. Yellow, not even biting right. Oh, I just can't. So yeah. That's one thing I wish I could dare to go is to my orthodontist. I think they might be opening up, but nobody's called me to make an appointment, so I'm not sure. And I still also have to deal with getting my cat neutered, and I don't want to go in there. Oh, I need an appointment for tomorrow because otherwise I'm going to have corona kitties. You guys watch Hide and Seek. You know I adopted a boy and girl cat at Christmas. Yeah. I don't want me no corona kitties. I got enough baby birds around here to kill me off. So many baby birds. Oh my gosh. So many baby birds. Oh, Karen Rothwell, she said, what did they say not to drink? Green tea. So it's always kind of been, okay, so this is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We don't drink coffee, tea, or do drugs or smoke or those kind of things. It's always been green tea's always been kind of an iffy zone. A lot of people say no to green tea. A lot of people say yes, the health benefits and blah, blah, blah. And the church came out and said no to green tea. And that was what she was drinking. She was drinking Lipton green tea to keep herself awake because she gets no sleep. Okay, I see a super chat, so I'm going to check that out first before we read the other comments. So sorry if I wiggle my phone a lot. I never have linked that thing for you guys, the handle. And maybe I shouldn't because it's so wiggly. Oh, you're sweet. Christine Keto On says, just sending you some support tips for a stall would be great. I do have a whole video on tips for a stall that we did last year. I know I've talked to you about a lot of them, so I don't know if it's going to be helpful at all. Stalls happen for multiple reasons. Number one, I think your body just kind of needs a break sometimes. It can only handle losing so much weight. And then it goes, and it kind of like panics and hangs on. And so sometimes I like to do what I've talked about where I do like a high fat day to like kind of knock things back into gear. So in the beginning of my journey, I would only do that about once a month. And there was a point where I would do it like on Sunday. So like to lose that last 5 pounds to get to the 200, which obviously I'm not at anymore. But in August and September, what I did was for 6 days a week, I ate an extreme deficit. So an even more deficit, higher protein, lower fat than I had done before. And then on Sundays, I would do a full fat day where I ate 120 grams of fat and 120 grams of protein on that day only. And so it kind of like messed with my metabolism, bumped it up and down. And that's actually what worked finally to get me to that last bit. I think where the point Christine is at is the point where it's like it's do or die with the deficits, and it's really hard. The only way I think to get to that point, if your body just doesn't want to go there, because some people's bodies just go there. My sister made it all the way to 154, no problem, doing exactly what I told her to do, not messing around with the deficit too much. Some people just make it. And then there's other people that get stuck somewhere. Like I think Christine's in the 160s and she's just kind of been there for a really long time. And I hate to break it to you, but probably PSMF is the only thing that I could recommend when you're that far into a stall. Protein sparing modified fast, it's not something that I normally advocate, and it is similar to what we are already doing. So what I'm already teaching is a form of protein sparing modified fast where you keep your proteins high and your fats lower to burn more body fat. But what I'm talking about is the extreme version, which I think I've talked to you about before. It's written by some guy named Lyle something. Why do I always forget his last name? And it involves weird things like carb ups, which I won't mess with, and I just can't go there because it's too extreme. It's extreme. Like no fat at all, like under 20 grams of fat a day, plus they take a fish oil supplement, and the protein's fairly high, like 150 and above to maintain that lean mass. I see a lot of people that really are able to cut the last bit. But honestly, I think sometimes you just have to accept it. Like that's where I'm at. I could put the work in and I could do an extreme cut and I could get to 162 where I'd like to be where you are. But it's just not feasible for me emotionally. I can't do it emotionally. It's too painful and I don't want it bad enough. I think you really have to want it bad enough. Another way, of course, is to double check your electrolytes, either raise them or lower them, make sure it's not water weight, cut out all sweeteners. People have asked me to do a video on sweeteners and what I think about sweeteners. Well, I think sweeteners are fine and dandy. If you have a sweets issue though, you shouldn't consume sweeteners until you know that you've killed your sweet tooth. For me, that took about 8 months. It's the first 100 pounds I didn't take any sweetener but stevia. After that, I've been able to do fine with sweeteners. People have said, maybe the sucralose is your problem, and maybe this is your problem. Everybody always has this is your problem for me. You know what? It doesn't matter if it's my problem or not. I am going to eat them because that's what I want to do, and it's what I need to do in order for me to be sane and keep myself sane on this diet, on this way of eating for the rest of my life, because I really can't ever go off. And if I can't ever go off of this diet, I have to be able to eat some things that taste good. And so for me, sweeteners is it. But if you are at a stall, cutting out sweeteners is a big one. Cutting out all extra calories. Don't look for carb creep. Don't let yourself get kicked in and out of ketosis, because getting kicked in and out of ketosis can really mess with your body and its ability to want to keep burning fat, because it spends so much time switching back and forth between glycogen burning and fat burning, and you just don't want to ride that line. So look for carb creep, cut your carbs back as much as you can. Obviously, that's why carnivore works, and it works for a reason, because it really cuts back those carbs and makes sure that you're really not kicking yourself in and out of ketosis. What was the other thing? Oh, look for hidden fat bombs. Maybe you're adding a little bit more heavy cream to your coffee than you thought you were. Maybe you're not measuring out everything perfectly. Weigh and measure and make sure that you're really being honest with what you're eating. That's a huge one. There was one more and it just slipped out of my mind. Dang it. We talked about the carbs and the calories. I don't know. If I think of it again, I will tell you. But there was one more that I was thinking of watching about. But yeah, the electrolytes can be one to cause you to go up and down a lot. Oh, inflammation. See, I got there. Dairy products. So I hate to break it to you, but dairy products can cause inflammation in some people. And of course, they're easier to overeat than regular proteins. You can try doing a week without dairy. I did that one time and I almost killed people. So I didn't do that anymore because it was like, yeah, nobody wanted to be around me when I was off dairy. But dairy can cause inflammation in some people. Nuts can cause inflammation. So remove all inflammatory foods from your diet to make sure it's not water weight. Of course, always measure. Of course, take lots of pictures so that you know for sure that you aren't losing. But those are all my best tips. I thought that I'd use a lot of those tips when I got to this point, and I was kind of staying here forever. And instead, I've just kind of been happy staying here forever. Maybe this summer we'll see me using some of those tips, because I highly doubt just going back into a deficit is going to completely work super fast. No, I don't think so. So if I do try and go on a cut this summer, you might find me using some of those tips. But all right, I hope that helped, Christine, and thank you again for the super chat. I'm going to go back up to where we were. Let's see. It's going to take me a minute to figure out where it was. Sorry. Okay. Oh. Okay. So soda blows up your gut. The pouch after surgery is really tiny, which is why, yeah, it can cause pain. Yeah, that's one of the things that really held me back, because I'm a soda addict. People always tell me to get rid of my soda too, but that's never happening. I cannot. I don't want to. When we did the worldwide fast and I went 24 hours without soda, I thought I was going to die. I am so not capable of fasting without soda. And that's depressing, but it's just a fact. And honestly, I just don't have any desire to. If I had a desire to, I would do it. I just don't have a desire to. All right, Keto Cricket says, keto works for me because I authentically love the food. Plus, it helped me realize my food sensitivities, so the foods I love loves me back. Yes, that is true for me as well. I think a lot of my depression was caused by food sensitivities and a lot of my stomach issues. I used to have such bad stomach issues. The month before I went on keto, I didn't dare to leave the house because I thought I might actually poop my pants. And I did actually poop my pants. I've told you guys that before. I had several times pooped my pants driving my kid just down to the bus stop, which is like 15 minutes away. I was having severe issues in my gut, and I started to think that I was dying. There was many reasons that I thought I was dying. So guys, don't wait till you are almost 400 pounds, afraid of pooping yourself and like gonna commit suicide before you decide to try keto. Keto fixed so many more things than just my diet. It's made my life livable again. There was a time where, you guys wouldn't recognize me. I wouldn't even recognize me. It was bad. It was really bad. I'll take being 180 pounds over that any day of the week, even if I stay here for the rest of my gosh dang life. Don't care, because I feel so much better. Hey, Constance Dunlap, Keto Low Carb and More is here. So Christine, that we were talking to, said she had lap band surgery in 2009. She lost 70 pounds but gained it all back. Found keto in 2018 and lost 110 pounds. I wish I would have found keto before the surgery. Yes. And that is the reason I mention it a lot, because I want people to know that drastic, huge weight loss is possible without surgery. That maybe this is the thing that might work. And it's worth a try before you jump into that permanent situation. Because once you've gone down that road, it's hard. It's hard. And you can regain it. You can regain it. It still requires you to change. It's just a quick forcing you to change kind of situation. Lisa Sum says, I can definitely gain on keto food. No calorie deficit for me. Your high protein seems to be right for you. You have a litter of kids. Your weight is amazing for all your factors. A litter of kids. How much is in a litter? I thought about having like a quiver full, like they say that some of the Christians say, I want a quiver full of children. And sometimes now that I've lost weight, I wish that Dave hadn't had the vasectomy, because I thought, now I'm so skinny. I would look so cute if I was pregnant. I can have one more. Let's make it 10. And then I'm like, are you a crazy person? You can barely deal with the ones you have. I love me some babies. Now, does that mean I want Sullivan and Laretta to have any babies anytime soon? The bishop mentioned that in the wedding, and I'm in the back going, please don't have any babies in the middle of Coronaville. Holy moly. Nope. I'll be happy if they wait for a very long time. I mean, she's 20, he's 21, he'll be 22 in September. They got time. I told him a million times, I'm like, look, babies are tempting. I wanted babies. My mom told me not to have babies, but I wanted babies, which is silly because when I was a teenager, I didn't want to have any kids at all. But there's just something about your biology tries to convince you that babies are the way to go. And I told them, like, don't fall for that crap. Don't fall for that biology crap. You guys make sure that you do the things you need to do and that you want to do and that you're ready to basically give your whole life to someone else. When you're ready to give your whole entire life to someone else that isn't your husband or wife, then you may have a baby. Babies are awesome. Kids are awesome. I love them, obviously. But it is a lot of work, and you kind of lose yourself in the process. I spent my whole 20s and 30s just taking care of babies and loving every minute of it. Are you kidding me? I loved every minute of it. Don't get me wrong. It was extremely rewarding. But when I get to 42 and realize I'm almost 400 pounds and I want to kill myself and the only thing I have to show for it is a bunch of kids that don't care about me, and, I could go on and on to the stuff in my ear, all fake, all not true. All not true. But you just get to that point where I think it's just the next stage of life when you realize, oh my gosh, I gave up my whole young adult life to a bunch of people that don't care. Dang. Now what? Now it's about me. And I think that's just a normal 40s thing. I really do. My mom did the same thing. I remember her doing it. My mom lost 100 pounds. She went and got breast implants and didn't tell us. And, that was her 40s. She did similar to me. But then, of course, she ended up gaining that back, and then at 60s decided that she had to do something else. So I hope that doesn't happen to me. But, never say never. Things happen, and as coronavirus is proof of that. Just a couple months ago, we're talking about staying strong through difficult times before there were any difficult times. And then what? Hello, the whole world is having a difficult time? Who saw that coming? Not me. I was in denial. I went to Idaho with that dance competition, and I was rolling my eyes at these people getting all worked up about coronavirus and buying all the TP. It wasn't until I got back and I started reading the actual situation that we were in and started really looking at it objectively, and I went, oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have gone to Idaho. Thankfully, Idaho was the last one to get any cases. We got lucky there. All right. Christine Keto On says, I feel this way of eating is easy to do long term. I plan to never go back. Having said that, I have struggled to lose the last 20 pounds no matter what I do. Yep, we talked about that. Healthy and Keto says, some people need higher protein and others need higher fat. You need to find what works for you. I agree on that to a degree. I can't say that I will ever be a proponent of the really high fat, super low protein way of losing weight. I just feel like that it's dangerous to your lean mass, and it's just risky. Does it work? Probably. If it's a calorie deficit, then yeah. Would I recommend it over protein keto? No. I'd starve to death. I need me some bulk. I need me some non-melty foodies, if that makes any sense. I can literally, like I've talked about before, the reason I gained weight in the fall was because of the heavy cream. I could literally drink the whole quart and still have some more. I mean, I fit a lot of calories in me with food that doesn't bulk up the tummy. Chicken breast? Can't eat so much chicken breast. Just saying. That's how I feel about that. All right, let's see. Hey, Two Crazy Ketos is here. Hey, your vlog is coming up. They sent a cute little present to Ruby. I don't know if you noticed yesterday on the video about Solé getting ready for his wedding. I tell Ruby about it, and all the other girls are like, what about me? What about me? And I'm like, sorry, girls, you're chopped liver. Ruby's the favorite. Ruby's usually my favorite, too. She's hilarious. What can I say? She's a lot like me when I was younger. But thank you, and I appreciate it. And the vlog is coming out really soon. I think it's the next vlog. But I'm probably not doing it tonight. I'm probably going to let the wedding one sit for 2 days. I don't think I'm going to edit one tonight. I'm going to let it sit because I want a lot of people to watch it. Because, you know, it's the bestest. All right. And is it Joe today? Usually Joe, and I was calling him Rachel before, but sorry. Hey, Joe. Okay. Constance Dunlap says, I have a question. Iodine. Is anyone experiencing problem with not getting enough? The reason I ask, excuse me for TMI, hope it isn't Joe, but my cycle was on for over 2 weeks. I actually researched that with Dr. Finney, and I had people ask him, I saw people ask him on a live chat about iodine, and he just kind of rolled his eyes like, so take some iodine then. He didn't seem to think it was a big deal. It's probably a case-by-case basis. It's not an electrolyte, and a lot of sea salts have iodine just naturally occurring, and Dr. Finney seemed to think that you could just easily get it without having to supplement. But that doesn't mean that it can't cause problems. That doesn't mean that it couldn't be the source of your issues. Definitely you can try supplementing, but I personally don't know anything about it because Dr. Finney didn't seem to be that concerned about it and didn't give any like really anything important other than if you need it, you should take it. I did see some commercial, which may or may not be reality because we all know how commercials are, where a person with painted iodine on their arm, like an iodine solution, and it absorbed, and that was like the proof that the person needed iodine. But I don't know if I can give any credence to that. It's just a commercial, and I saw on YouTube. And we all know the commercials on YouTube right now are kind of pitiful. Right? 50-minute commercials. Who would ever watch that? I'm never going to make any money. Ugh. Hate it. So every time I see a short commercial, I hit the thumbs up on it because I want YouTube to know I like the short ones because I will actually watch them and give the money to the channel. And I try really hard to watch the commercials on all the channels I watch and to like click it if it's something I'm interested in. Okay, so I'm not going to click it for clicking's sake. But I'm going to click it if I'm interested in it at all, especially video games. Lately, that's been the only ad I've clicked on in a while. I've downloaded several. Thanks to video game people for advertising. Right now, the advertisers slim pickings. Okay. Karen Rothwell says her husband started adding 2 drops per day of iodine to your coffee. Okay, cool. Yeah, it definitely could be. I mean, I don't know. You guys, it looks like you had a whole convo about it, so I'm just going to skip that since I don't know anything about it. Thanks for helping her, Karen. She's my awesome moderator. She's the one who brought me to Florida before the corona. I love you even more now. I would never get to go. Thank you. You were the best. Okay. Gina says, yeah, the everything in moderation doesn't work for me either. I'm struggling to get back on plan. Yep. It's hard. It's harder to get back on plan from what I hear. I haven't tried it, but it's harder to get back on plan than to just stay on plan. So do your best. It takes about a week. It takes about a week of real big resolve. 3 days to get past the major carb cravings, and then a few more days to just kind of like get your body used to the idea, then adding in electrolytes and making sure you got those down pat so that you don't get super hungry. I use diet soda to help me get through and fast more length of time. There's lots of tricks you can use to like get past that first week. But once you're past that first week, it's really not that bad. It's just that first week that feels like hell. So you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And if you want to wait and just do it with me in June, maybe you can help kick me in the butt because I really need to get back on the deficit bandwagon. Like I really do before I could get to be 200 pounds because I was 190 today. So I'm feeling kind of fatsies. I don't know how I feel about seeing the 190. Thankfully, it wasn't on Saturday when I had to weigh in. And hopefully by next Saturday, I won't be there anymore. But I didn't like it. Nope. Didn't like it. See, that's what happens when you guys come to the end of the chat. If you made it this far, you are special, and you just found out that I was 190 today, and I'm not happy about it. That really sucks. Okay, let's see. I don't eat fish either. I really should, but I don't. And that's where a lot of that wedding is. Okay. And Allie says, thanks for keeping up with keto chaos in these weird times. A little bit of normalcy is great. I agree. And it's good for me too to do this and like keep in touch with you guys, because I could just like go no holds barred on the carbs and just stop making videos. I mean, it could happen. I've seen people do that. You don't know who you are. Okay, you do. If you're watching. But you're probably not. I've seen other channels. I've seen that happen. So I don't want that to happen to me. Oh my gosh. Please no. Health is a priority, not a vanity. These days, health is most important, not the number on the scale. Thank you, Lisa. You are so correct. Hey, Wendy Works is here. Good to see you. Or is that Wendy? Wait, which Wendy are you? You're the Wendy I met. Are you Wendy Works? Crap. My brain sometimes fries, and I forget who I've met. But I met Wendy when I went to visit Alabama. Is that where I went? Georgia? Alabama. For my brother's wedding 2 years ago. And that's also where I met Karen. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading really quick. This is a really hard time. Karen says it's a really hard time to do a cut. We're all at some kind of low-level stress state. Yeah, I agree. I keep thinking I should do it, and then I'm just like, I want to eat a Quest bar. Just ordered me another box. Thank you, Amazon. Jen Shaw says she's from Canada, and she's been in a stall since January, and she's trying carnivore to see if that will help. Double check your calories. Make sure you're in a deficit. Make sure they're low enough. Really, I mean, for most average sized people, you should be well under 1,500 calories. I have to get well under 1,200. I have to hit about 1,200 calories right at this point where I am right now. At the beginning, I could do 1,300 and be fine. Now I really need like lower. And the way you can get it lower without feeling like you're starving is by raising your protein and lowering your fat. So basically you eat more tuna and chicken breast without the sauces and eat less fat, because calories in fat is higher. So if you can eliminate the grams of fat and raise the grams of protein, it helps you not to feel starving. But your calorie deficit goes way down. And that's why it works. And that's why I advocate it, because it's really, really good. Karen says, are you a crazy person? Yes. Yeah, I know. They only have 2 kids. Oh my gosh. If I only had 2 kids, I would have a 24-year-old and a 21-year-old. And I don't know if they would have gotten, if they'd be in a different situation or not. Like, I mean, I'd be so lonely. Right now, I'd be really lonely. I'm really grateful for my big, huge family right now, guys. Been really grateful. If you see the wedding, all the people that walk out the door, they's all my kiddos. And my husband walked her down the aisle because her father couldn't be here because he's in Canada. Them's all my beauties. And I've been never more grateful because they keep themselves happy and busy and active and doing fun things. And I don't have to be constantly with them all the time. And we were already homeschooling, so they're already used to it. The only difference is now we're doing online dance. Jasper did say to me the other day that he was sad. I think I mentioned that in my weigh-in video on Sunday, but he sat down and he was just like, Mom, remember when everything wasn't closed up and we could go somewhere? And this is an introvert 4-year-old that never likes to leave the house. So it kind of broke my heart a little bit. So I took him to the gas station and made him sit in the car while I went in and got him gummy bears, and that seemed to do the trick. Last night we took a ride around the block in the car to secretly place a flamingo in a friend's yard. Don't ask, it's very weird, but it's what we're doing. Passing flamingos around from friend to friend to friend. And that was excitement. Oh, it's the crazy stuff that we have to do to keep ourselves from going crazy. Gina says her first grandbaby was born on Thursday. She was a mess because she couldn't be there. Congratulations, Grammy. But that would kill me too. That's another reason I don't want him to have any kids. Because I really, really don't want that to happen. Oh, hon, I'm so sorry. We are sacrificing a lot, aren't we? We are sacrificing a lot. It's definitely a weird, weird situation that we are in. And the only thing we can do is what I've always said. There's no way out but through. One foot in front of the other. It is what it is. Never really thought that those would apply so well to every minute of the day. All right. Let's see. It is Joe. Sorry, Joe, talking about the periods. We love ya. My periods are normal. If anyone wants to know. That's how I know I'm going to go up and down in the water weight thing. Lisa, you're the best. You guys, Lisa Sums is the best person to watch her videos ever. She always has such positivity. Do you know what she did? She sent my kids letters in the mail and little $5 bills to cheer them up. Jasper used his $5 bill from Easter and his $5 bill from Lisa Sums to buy a super cute little tiny, and I mean tiny, transformer off of Amazon. And you would have thought that was the best thing that ever happened to that kid. He was so happy. Thank you, Lisa. She is the sweetest. And she basically says she would kill to be 190. Keto chaos rules. It makes me feel normal and motivated today. Thank you, Tammy and community. That's awesome. Yeah, okay, so Keto Cricket says she agrees to disagree that that's way too low of calories. The problem is if I will not lose unless I do that. And that's another reason why I haven't done it. Because Tammy's been telling me, Keto Cricket, that I need to reset my metabolism and I need to keep it. And I kept it here for a really long time. But I am starting to feel like the itch to do something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that's just a normal rotation of the year because usually I'm so busy in May I don't have time to think straight. And right now I'm just kind of going, I don't know. Maybe it's just that. But the thing is about calories, okay? The thing is about calories is that it doesn't matter the calories as long as your body has what it needs. And if you're eating the higher protein, lower fat, you have plenty of amino acids for your muscles to work. And you're burning the same amount of calories, technically. You're getting the rest of the calories your body needs from your body fat. You're not eating in a starvation. You're never in starvation if you have body fat on you. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me. I know Joni doesn't, and I know Tammy doesn't. And I mean, sorry, I keep calling you Tammy, but I mean Keto Cricket. Cricket. Let's call you Cricket. Cricket doesn't, and that's fine. I get that. But sometimes it's literally the only way to really cut the last bit of fat because your body doesn't want to get rid of it. Okay. I know how many calories she eats. I think it's 1,800, but I could be wrong about that. I don't think, are you here anymore? Okay. Okay, she says if that were true, your hair wouldn't fall out. How do I feel about that? I don't believe hair falling out has to do with calories. I believe it's hormonal because, and this is the reason, every time I have a kid, 3 months after, my hair falls out in the exact same way it fell out when I lost weight. I really believe that when you burn body fat, the hormones that are released triggers the hair loss because it's almost exactly 5-6 months after the initial big fat loss that your hair starts to fall out. I believe it would happen on any weight loss diet. Anytime you lose fat. Also, it hasn't fallen out since that initial time. I mean, occasionally, but it's thickened back up. And I've eaten way less calories. And I ate that calorie level for a very long time. I ate 1,300 calories for a very long time. And I'd be bald if that was the case. But there's no science on that. I can't seem to find anything that really, other than they say if your protein's too low. Well, my protein was obviously not too low and never has been too low. So that's obviously not the issue. But I really don't believe that it's calorie deficit that causes the hair to fall out. And if that's the case, then bye-bye hair, because I'd rather have no hair than be fat. That's the truth. I can't do that again. It was horrible. Now, I'm happy where I am right now. Do I want to would I want to lose all my hair right now just to get to 160 or 150? Nah. No. If that was the trade-off, no. I'd probably just stay at 180 and be chubs. And you know what? Because everybody loves me chubs anyways. Everybody loves me. Sandra Runyon says, joining late, what is a good book to figure this out? Figure out keto or figure out weight loss or I don't know. I have a getting started guide. If you want my getting started guide, I give it away free on Facebook on Keto Chaos, the group. I also will give it to you via email, ketochaos@gmail.com. If you just email me, I will send it to you. Gives you basic macros and the rundown of what I teach, what I would coach you if I did in-person coaching. I do offer in-person coaching, $120 for 4 weeks. I am currently coaching only one client, so got room if somebody wants to do it. The best books on the subject, I would say The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living, if you can get through the science part of it. A new Atkins for a New You, probably the best one for understanding what I teach. Going to the blog on vertahealth.com and reading everything. That's usually how I learn stuff, because they water it down there. They take the sciencey stuff and they water it down a little bit. Sometimes it's still too sciencey for me. But yeah, that's the best way to get started, is to just learn about it. Join my Facebook group for support, ask questions, all that kind of thing. All right, let's see. Okay, so Keto Cricket eats 2,300 calories. Just so you know, I can't do that. I gain every time I eat that much. I have to do 1,800, and I weigh more than you, so I don't know. Maybe it's just individual. I can't do 2,300 to maintain. I have to do 18, or I gain. And I have been gaining this last 3 weeks because I've been eating more than 18. Wish I knew all the answers, but I don't. Oh, and vitamin D3 really helped my hair, just so you guys know. Out of all the things I took, I tried all of the biotin collagen pills and everything. The only thing that made any difference whatever was vitamin D3, which is why I started taking the Ritual vitamins, and I really wish they'd sponsor me in my videos so that I could just always have a discount link for you, but I don't. I just like them. And then I also take extra vitamin D in the October through March. I take a lot extra, and I just buy it on Amazon, and I use a powdered version, which is called Naturello, I believe. But that has really, really helped my hair. That's the only thing that's helped my hair. It still does fall out sometimes, but like normal fallout, not like I'm going bald. That's not why I have the camera like that. See? Hair. I have it. I have hair. It's just because I'm close. I have to be clear back here, and then I can't reach to do the thingy majig. All right. You got to hurry. Any more really important things? Lisa Sums is leaving. Bye-bye. Love you. Bittersweet says, I'm finally doing the 180s. Woo! 180s is a nice place to be. I like 170s. I look good at 170s, but 180s is really super comfortable for me. I seem to be able to maintain in the 180s at 1,800 calories. Isn't that weird? That is weird. All right. But I do need to go. We're overtime, so if there's not anything like really, really crazy. Okay. Keto Cricket said that she thinks I should take more after my test came back. I said I was in normal range, but the optimal is 60 to 80. Yeah, well, I've been taking it forever and ever, amen, though. So I don't know if that's helping. Bittersweet started at 215. Way to go. That's awesome. All right. Love you too, Lisa. I'm going to go as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed chatting today. I have missed you. Hopefully nothing weird will happen next week, and I'll be able to come back with another video for you. If you have any fun ideas that you'd like me to talk about, feel free to email me, ketochaos@gmail.com, or comment here on the video, or send me an Instagram message, or send me a Facebook message, or post on the Facebook group, or whatever you want to do. But don't forget that I don't even know what I was going to say. Don't forget, I was going to say Lynn Ventures thing. Your efforts matter. I was watching her this morning. She's in my head. Thanks, Lynn. All right. We'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.